Hey everybody, and welcome back to an episode that takes place 69 million miles away from your home. That's right, Gaslands is headed to Mars. I'm going to build hover cars for the Martian Federation Racing League. For all you drivers out there that think it's over once you get your ticket to Mars, you're wrong. You're still going to be racing till they kill you in one of these cars. I got a few cars out of my stash so that I could turn them into hover cars for the Martian Racing League. I just cut the wheels out of this car, removed everything that was in the way in the wheel well, and then I got ready to put small hover engines in. I'm going to use wiring caps as the hover engines for this car. I'm just going to take a hot glue gun, fill the wheel well, and then shove one in at an angle so it looks like it's pushing the car in that direction. I just repeat this process all the way around the car, making sure they're kind of at the same angle. You can put them in however you like, but I want mine to have that action sequence going on where the car is racing down the landscape. And once I've got all those hover engines in place and the glue is dried, I'm going to move over to these bread ties. Bread ties are a thick plastic sheet that if you cut them just right, you can make small wings for your hover cars out of them. Now I'm going to take a small amount of super glue. I'm just going to pour it across the edge so that I can glue the wing on to the back of the car. Now I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, a little bit of super glue is not going to hold that on forever. And that's why I'm going to cut up a straw to make little engines for the top of the wings, which I'm going to glue to the car and the wing. It's going to kind of look like the X-Wing fighter from Star Wars. I'm just going to dab a little hot glue onto both the wing and the car and stick that engine right on there. I went ahead and filled the inside of these straws with a little bit of hot glue, but I did that off camera, so just improvise that part for yourself. Then I go to my bits and bobs and I start looking for sci-fi bits that's going to make my hover car look cooler. I think these are the backpack pieces for Hell Blasters from 40K. I'm almost positive those are back pieces. Then I took two bolter rifles and I cut them down at almost a 45-degree angle on the back because when I glue them on, they're going to stick up off the hood just a little bit. I know it looks a little weird at first, but when I glue this onto the base, the back of the car is going to be tipped up, and then the guns will be pointing straight ahead. I took some of my leftover Warhammer bases, and I just used straws again and a hot glue gun, and just set it in there real good, let it dry and set up. As long as the straw is short enough, it is actually pretty strong and durable for what we're going to do. And with the glues that we're going to go on later, when we do some of the basing, it's going to work perfect. See, if you notice, those guns are pointing in the right direction now. So I'm going to pop this little Hell Blaster engine nuclear pack on the back of the car, and then we're going to be ready to paint this dude. Then out in the paint shop, I just used a flat black spray paint and coated the whole car top and bottom. You want to make sure you flip the car over once, so this step takes a couple of turns of drying it, flipping it, drying it, flipping it. Just take your time. These will turn out really cool. Prep is half the work when it comes to painting. Now I'm going to bust out my favorite Battle Brother blue, and I'm just going to go to town painting this dude in. Just like all my other Gasland cars, when I do these, I'm going to do a red team, a blue team, a green team, a black team, and a pink team. I like to keep them that way, so I kind of get a theme going inside the different vehicles, and it makes for a lot more fun when we're playing because there's a special attachment that's gained once you've been using the same color team for an extended period of time. Remember when you're painting these, this first coat is going to look a little sloppy, so you're going to let that one dry and apply a second coat to clean it up and make it look really nice. Once I've got the blue all set in, I switch to my silver and I just hit the motors, the engine, my little fake nuclear device, the guns, some of the trim, just anything you want to look metal. Just chop away at it, making it shiny and silver. You can also use coppers or even a gold if you want. Any metallic color to give a few accents will really help with these hover cars for your post-apocalyptic Martian Racing League. As I'm going around this car, you might notice that I missed a few spots with the black spray paint. That's fine. Just when you find yourself at a spot where you're comfortable, take some black paint and touch up the spots you missed. These kit bashes for your different games, they're a lot of fun to do, so just add as much or as little as you want. It's all about making stuff that's going to please you and your players so that you have more fun when you're playing your games. I had a lot of fun building these hover cars. The more I worked on them, the more I came up with more ideas to make them look cool and make them look interesting, like some sort of futuristic racing car on the surface of Mars. I paid a little more attention to painting these than I would have my post-apocalyptic Gasland cars, because those cars are going to be a lot more beat up and covered in mud, where these are going to be a lot more slick, like a space vehicle. From there, I just started on my base. I added PBA glue like I have in the past, and once I got the whole thing covered, I tried to clean up the ring around the base, and from there I just made sure it was on evenly before I dipped it in sand. This sand helps to weight down the base so the car will set even nicer and be less likely to get knocked over. Then I switched over to my Mod Podge and I just coated that base in black Mod Podge. This is going to help hold down the sand and keep it from chipping off and spreading all over your game mats while you're playing. Plus, the combination of the hot glue and straw, then the PBA glue and the sand, then the Mod Podge over the sand helps strengthen up that straw so that it won't get damaged when you're playing with it. Then I just rolled out my chestnut, my little paint pot cap, and I dabbed on paint all the way around the base. Again, I want it to match those mats I made a few videos ago. I know that Gasland uses a rectangle base so that when you're using these hover cars, you can better determine where the template goes, or even the collisions for that matter. But I like these round bases, and when you're just playing at home, it doesn't really matter how precise you are with the measuring, and as long as everybody's having fun, then you're doing it right. I'm just going to put a few more touches on, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then I'm going to move on and show you a couple of different ideas I had. I found this Buzz Lightyear Hot Wheel from the new movie that just came out on Disney Plus. I thought it was perfect for what I was trying to accomplish because this one's going to be quick and easy. I'm just going to make a base and glue the plane on. This is a perfect model to get away with quick, fast, and easy if you need a Gaslands hover car. I did a couple other things to it and I did paint it, but I'll show you all that in just a minute. This next one was just a really weird Hot Wheel. It was like chrome. Just wasn't very cool, but I found a way to use it as a hover vehicle. I just tore the bottom out and glued some wiring caps into it. And then I took a mechanical pencil and broke off the top and made a gun for it. Here you go, guys. These are my first set of Gaslands hover vehicles for the Martian Racing League. I hope you liked it. I hope I didn't eat up too much of your time this week. These 10-minute videos can really stack up when you watch all the content creators that are out there on YouTube. Thanks for sticking around, and as always, I am your favorite Dungeon Master, DM Andy, and I want to go to Mars with you.